Hi guys, it's a real long time no talk. Um, I have not posted since November, and I honestly haven't wanted to film. It's been interesting. Every time I think, okay, I'm gonna film this tonight, I'm gonna film that, I'm gonna film this, it never really happened. So I have a lot of catching up to do, but it is January 1st of 2025, and I have decided to give social media a real try. Um, Me and my tiny one in 6 months' time, we're moving to Dallas. And so I want to share that experience with y'all, share what I'm doing to move. Because when I started thinking about moving and the steps I would need to take to move and all of that, it honestly, it took my better half saying, wait, you're doing this backwards for me to realize, okay, I am not tackling what I need to tackle first. So I want to share that with y'all. And in the game of sharing everything, I want to get y'all caught up. So today you'll get this video, which is just a hi, I'm back kind of video. A little bit of where I've been and a haul for December and November because November 23rd was my birthday, my 30th birthday. And then on Friday, you will get my November/December vlog. There's going to be some voiceover pieces. There's a lot of um, jumping in it because I've got a lot of video from my birthday. My better half actually filmed almost all of it for me, which I am very, very grateful for because I wasn't filming. And it's something that she saw that made me smile and honestly kept doing it. And now that I look back, she has kept doing it. And so I have footage from my birthday, and then I have footage from Six Flags. We took Ollie on the 28th of December. We took Ollie to Six Flags for the first time. It was so much fun. I've gotten permission to post it all for y'all, so I'm going to. I'm very, very, very excited. Um, which I need. Now I'm thinking about it. I need to reach out because there's one video clip I know I don't have, but you're gonna get that on Friday, and then Sunday you're gonna get my January TBR. I'm going to film that probably here in a minute, and then you'll get that, and then on Monday you're gonna get the journals I'm using in 2024 because I've not filmed any of my setup for anything. I set up my yearly journal. I set up my bullet journal and I set up my book journal. I just didn't film any of it. I kind of did it slowly while at work, all on my own time. So you're gonna get that. And all that to say is I'm trying to stay consistent here and as consistent as I can get on this page. Um, I know that TikTok is going away, and on January 19th, like it's almost guaranteed it's going away. So I will be posting everything on YouTube. So follow me there. I do have a Lemonade account. I'm still learning how to use that. So I'm going to try that too. I'm not on Instagram. I am on Instagram, but I don't post on there regularly. I don't post really anywhere else but YouTube, TikTok, and hopefully Lemonade. I'm not 100% sure yet. So yeah, follow me anywhere there. But without further ado, let's talk about my November haul. So for my birthday, my lovely better half wanted to do whatever I wanted to do. She her sister kept our little one, and while we were in Tyler, we went to a bookstore, and I ended up with 4 books. I think they're below me. I believe I ended up with 4 books from there, and then the next day, my actual birthday, that Saturday, we went to another bookstore. Um, we went to a bookstore. We went to Michael's, which was so much fun. You'll see some bits and pieces from my Michael's haul that I got. I don't have it all together anymore. It's been a month, so but we went to Michael's. I got crafting supplies, which was a lot of fun, and then we went to Bath and Body Works because I had a birthday deal for them. And I ended up with 3 perfumes, a lotion, a soap, I ended up with a lot. And then we went to Velvet Taco, which was so good, and we saw Wicked. So, with that being said, you're getting my book haul. All the books I bought while I was with her. So, I ended up with 4 books from the bookstore in Tyler. We went to Half Price Books both times. My best friend in the entire world actually gifted me a $25 gift card. So some of this was from her, and some of it was I saved up money for my birthday, and I knew I wanted to go big, and I knew what I wanted to do. So, yeah. Um, 2 of these in this haul I've already read, and so I'll give you a little bit of my thoughts. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get into it. The first one I have is Dragon Tears by Dean Koontz. This is a detective story, and it's a kind of a paranormal detective story. We're following 2 detectives. You're following Harry, and you're following his partner Connie. Most of the story is told from Harry's point of view, and they have a run-in and a shootout with a bad guy. And then, as Harry's leaving the scene, he is approached by what he thinks is just a homeless person. And that homeless person's like, "You have till midnight to live, TikTok." He's called TikTok in the book, and Harry starts out on this wild ride of trying to figure out who TikTok is, what's going on here. Is he myth? Is he legend? Like, what's going on? Harry at first thinks he's having a mental breakdown. He thinks he's having a psychological break, and he thinks, okay, I'm losing my mind. And so I love this. I'm actually gave it 5 stars. I picked this up. I've never read a Dean Koontz before. This is my first book by him, and I picked this up because my better half was saying that in her 20s she read a lot of Dean Koontz, and this was her favorite Dean Koontz book, and so I immediately picked it up and was like, I'm going to read it, and she was like, you don't have. I was like, I want to read it. I want to know what this is about. You say it's her favorite, and I see why. It has a lot of relevant themes to today's standards. This was written in the 90s. It takes place, I want to say, in 99. Da, 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 da. Well, it does not tell me, interestingly enough. Usually on the oh, 1993 is when it was written, and I want to say it takes place in 99. I'm almost sure it takes place in 99 because they're talking about the collapse and the oh, what was it? I can't think of what it's called. I was only 5. Um when they thought the computers were gonna crash out and everything. They talk about a lot of that. So I think this was written in 99. There are cell phones and stuff. So, or it was set in 99. But I found this very entertaining and interesting. I don't read very many books that are written before 2000. This is I think one of my first. Besides like classics like To Kill a Mockingbird and things like that. I really enjoyed this though. It's a really good recommendation, and then this copy will forever live with me because I also wrote on the inside cover how it came to be mine and what I thought, and yeah, I even put the date that I finished it for the first time in the front cover. So I got this one, and I love the teared up cover. You can tell someone really loved this book and read it a ton. Next, I got one that I've already read before. There are actually a couple in this haul, which I'll tell you. Wherever I read them, I just wanted a shelf trophy, which, funny enough, Better had never heard of that term, and so I got to introduce her to that term. She's like, "What is a shelf trophy?" I'm like, "That's where you read it audibly, or I borrowed it from the library, and now I want a copy for myself to put on my shelf for a shelf trophy." And she's like, "Okay." And I ended up with American Gods by Neil Gaiman. This I'm so excited to annotate. If you've never heard of this book, it follows Shadow. Shadow gets approached by Mr. Wednesday, and Mr. Wednesday's like, "If you will help me, I will pay you." Shadow just got out of jail. His um his wife is dies and in a freak accident, and he meets Mr. Wednesday, who claims to be a god, and together they embark on a strange road trip across America. I know that Neil Gaiman is a problematic author from what I have seen from a lot of what my friends have posted. Um, but I had to have this. I loved the story before I found out. And honestly, I will be rereading and annotating it. I probably won't talk about it again because of the problematic issues I've been hearing, but I did get this and I wanted to mention it because even though the author is a trash human, I still enjoyed the story. I find it very entertaining and intriguing, and um words are like lost today. I found it to be very intriguing is the only word I can think, because he doesn't just do Norse gods, he does Egyptian and African as well. So there's a lot of talk of gods and what they do, and a lot of mythologies that are wrapped up into this that I absolutely loved. Next, I got one again based on my better half. She introduced me to this author, and I have fallen in love. Sorry, I'm getting over being sick. We were sick all Christmas, but that author is Zane, and this is Love is Never Painless. I read 2 Zane books last year, and so I decided I wanted more. And the half price books in Tyler just happened to have a pretty good chunk of their work, and so I decided to pick up this one. And I know nothing more than that it is short stories. So it's 3 novellas into one, and I'm excited to get into it. Zane writes, I guess you could say erotica? Question mark. I'm not sure what you would call it, to be honest. And then lastly, from the half price books in Tyler, I picked up Gods and Monsters by Laini Taylor. This is the finale, and the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. I'm gonna have to go back and reread Daughter of Smoke and Bone and the second one because I do not remember what happened at all. But I know that I was after the second one, I was dying to get to the third one and did not have it. Thrift Books wanted way too much for it when I was looking at it, so I picked it up from Half Price Books. I What I remember is Daughter of Smoke and Bone follows our main character Karu. I could be saying that wrong. And she's an artist that lives in these like in between two worlds, and I believe she's living in Peru at the time. And things start kind of blowing up in both worlds. That's honestly all I remember. I really have to go back and reread it, but I picked this up because I've been craving. I really want to own the whole series, and I want to finish the series. Then, lastly, as you saw me just pull out of the book, as you just saw me pull out of the book, I got Disturb Me While I'm Reading and See What Happens. I got a bookmark. I don't ever have enough bookmarks. I usually am like shuffling them between books, or I'll start one, put a bookmark in it, and be like, don't want to read that right now, and then put it on my shelves and forget there was a bookmark in it. That's actually my first cleaning act of 2025. Tomorrow or this weekend is going to be reorganizing my bookshelf because I have to get that done. But I also got a little cute bookmark while we were there. Then, like I said, on my actual birthday, so my birthday was on a Saturday, we went to the Half Price Books in Plano. My better half is taking me to the bigger one, and it's not in Plano. I can't think where it's at. I'd have to Google it. It's not in Plano, but we went to that one, and their selection just wasn't as good in my opinion. They had more newer titles and not as many old titles. So when we were looking, we had went to Michael. No, we hadn't went to Michael's yet. We had went to Nothing But Bunt, and then we took my bunt cake that she got me home, and so I was like, or to her apartment, and so I was like, let's go to Half Price Books. She said, okay, which one do you want to go to? I said, let's go to the smaller one that's in Plano because it's where Velvet Taco is, and she said, okay. So we went over there, and I have to say, The staff was really, really sweet. The selection was better in my opinion and hers, which was kind of funny because the other one is bigger. We've been in it before together. Actually, our second or third date, that's where she took me. We went to the bookstore, got books, and then we went to brain just stopped working. Then we went and got Mexican food. We love Mexican food. um, so since we went to that one, it was like, when I just say the selection was better, it was, the staff was nicer, and I ended up with 6 books from there. And 2 of them, I was so happy. We walk in, and the first thing I asked the lady is like, hey, I'm looking at romance section. This author is not there. I'm looking for the last 2 books. I had looked online earlier that week, and they said you had them, and I was just wondering if possibly if you did. She was like, which one are you looking for? And I repeated myself, and she immediately went to the back and grabbed them. And so I got Famine and Death by Loretha Fassel. I am so excited to have these babies in my house. And it's the indie covers, they're not the Repub covers. War and Pestilence, I have the I guess you could say the normal covers, the discreet covers, I guess, but Famine and Death, they had these. And I was so, so excited. So I have already finished Famine, and I'm ready to go to Death. Just watch out for that one. But Famine, if you've not heard of the series, it is the Four Horsemen series. In the first one, we meet Pestilence, and Pestilence and Sarah are at each other's throats. Sarah is trying to save the world, and her firefighter coworkers are sitting around a table. They all draw 6 spaghetti, actually. Whoever gets the shortest one has to go deal with the horsemen. Sarah gets the shortest one. The guys offer to take on the mantle and like send her on with her parents. And she's like, no. We agreed. Whoever got the shortest was going to do this. I'm going to do it. And so she does. And Sarah and Pestilence end up at each other's throat. And we learn pretty quickly that you cannot kill a horseman. You can't kill a horseman. So yeah. We have War and Miriam. War, I think, maybe my favorite. I don't like saying that because I did not like War. I hated him through that book, but I think he may be my favorite. He's a second to Famine. In this one, we have Famine and Anna. Anna is a prostitute, and she, back at the when Famine first rose, she finds him half dead and drags him to an abandoned house and saves him. And so since she saves him, he spares her and lets her go. He offers her to take her with him. She says, no, I don't want to go with you. I don't want to go with you. He's like, fine, and leaves her in a town that's just been decimated. He's already killed everybody there. And so she finds her way to a brothel and becomes a prostitute. And now it is, I think, a couple of years later, and her madam is offering her to Famine as a reward for not killing them. And Famine goes ahead and kills everybody, basically. And let's just say Anna doesn't die. Anna is a tough cookie to kill. And Famine ends up holding her hostage and taking her with him. And that whole cycle starts again. This is really good. I gave it 5 stars. I will be rereading this whole series and annotating again. But I finished Famine while at work. Left it there, and I walked into my work bestie's office and said, I was like, I finished Famine. She's like, okay, how do you feel? I was like, I need death. And she's like, okay, let's not say it that way, because our other coworkers were staring at me like, have you lost your mind? I was like, I need the next book. I need death. So I have Death, and I'm excited. Next, I got one that honestly, it was on the clearance stage and clearance it was on the clearance rack, and when I saw it I had to have it. There was one other thing on the clearance rack that I ended up purchasing because I've always wanted it. I am not showing it here. Again, problematic authors, not going to platform them. But anyways, I got gothic fantasy chilling horror short stories. Look at this cover. I think I gave like $4 or $5 for it. Like not much at all. Isn't she just beautiful? Um, this is just a selection of original and classic short stories. That's literally all it is. I know I saw there was an Edgar Allan Poe in here, author Conan Doyle, which I know that name. I've never read anything by him. I know the name. So yeah, in the writing, it's gonna take me a minute to read it. I'm probably gonna like pick up a short story here or there in between books, because the writing is like tiny, as you can see. But yeah, I picked this up. I was really excited. I had one that was um Celtic myths, and my better half was super interested in it, and so I gifted it to her and wrote a little note in the front of it for and gifted it to her, and so now I have this one. Next, I got Escaping Houdini by Carrie Mascalo. This is the third in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. I have finished Stalking Jack the Ripper and Surviving Dracula, something of that nature. What is the second one? Does it tell me? Probably not. No, it's not going to. Uh, no, it does not say it at all. Nope, just Escaping from Houdini. I'm telling you, I know it's Dracula, but it's not. Maybe it's here. Next ride. Nope. I'm not gonna stop filming to look it up either. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not. Nope. It just talks about Stalking Jack the Ripper. But there's another one. There's a second one that I read, and that one was meh. I enjoyed it, but there was nothing to write home about. But this is a series that I really want to go ahead and finish, so I went ahead and picked up Escaping from Houdini. I was really excited to see it in Half Price Books because I usually don't see this series there. A lot of people love this series, so it's not one you see very often, but I did find it. Next is a nonfiction that I finished this year that honestly was another shelf trophy because I had to have it, and that is Radium Girls by Kate Moore. If you've never heard of this book, you've never seen this cover, you need to read this book. It is about the First World War and how a lot of young women who worked in clock factories started losing body limbs. The first one lost her jaw; it just fell out of her face, and no one wanted to talk about it. I think they called it syphilis. Actually, when she passed, like on her death certificate, they put syphilis. Did not want to admit that it was related to her work at all, even though she worked in the radium factories and it was the radium that was killing her. Other girls around her were dying. It took them a while to even get what they were owed, get the money. It really wasn't even about the money, but get the recognition that this happened to them. It talks about how people were taking radium as a supplement and how the more radium you would consume, the healthier you were, and like no one wanted to talk about the fact that it was not good for you. And so if you've not read this nonfiction, it is so worth the read. It personifies not only the issue but the women that died, the victims themselves. A lot of times nonfiction I feel like this don't give life to the people they're talking about. They don't endear them to you. They It's very cut and dry. This one's not like that. It's like reading a fiction book, but it's non-fiction, obviously. So that one, I got that one. And then lastly, I got Kingmakers by Sophia Lark. I know nothing about this. I was standing in the YA section, minding my own business, and a lady picked up. Think what book it was. She picked up a book that I've already read, and we got talking about it. And I was like, "That one's so good," but so is this one. And I recommended House of Salt and Sorrow. I was like, "It's very atmospheric. It will have you locked in. You will not want to put this book down." And so she was like, "Say less. I'm getting it." And then she was like, "Have you read this one?" I was like, "Yes, I really like that one." Blah. And we got kind of talking back and forth. And she's like, "I will read anything by Sophia Lark. Her Kingmaker series is so good." Blah. And I said, "Okay, I'm gonna give it a try." So here we are. I know nothing. It says, "Bound by blood, torn by love. In the shallow halls of Kingmakers, a ruthless mafia university, the offspring of the world's most feared families come to master the dark arts of influence and intimidation. Leo, unwaveringly loyal to his childhood friend Anna, follows her into the world where love is a weapon, trust is a casualty, and survival is only victory that matters. But the greatest danger comes from Dean Yin, a Bartivian heir with a vendetta cold as his heart. Dean plans to destroy Leo and take everything he holds dear, starting with Anna. Can Leo win back his soulmate, or is Anna lost forever? I'm interested. I know she said it was spicy and good, so I am excited to give it a try. But yeah, those are the 10 books question mark that I got from my birthday. I did not realize I was just flipping through this and caught something out of the corner of my eye, and so I stopped. This book actually has. Oh, there's a miscut there. They're not supposed to be like that. Very interesting. There's not. It actually has like artwork inside of it. Is that not really cool? But what I'm talking about, the misprint, the miscut, look, the pages here are shorter than the rest. I wonder if that's like indicative of the book or something, or if that was just like a mistake made with my copy. I don't mind stuff like that though, to be honest, because look at that, how cool. I hope I'm not giving y'all any spoilers. I tried doing the earlier pages because I didn't want to give any spoilers at all. But yeah, I don't mind things like that. It just means that this book is mine. It is definitely oh wow, this is really cool. The it means this book is mine. I know that it's unique to me. That's why I annotate with pen and do all the things. Oh, there's even a. Wait, I already know 2 songs off here, and I'm kind of interested. There is even a Can you see? There's a soundtrack with a link to Spotify and Apple Music. How cool is that? Yeah. So I'm super super interested. Um, in this, it's actually put out by the same publisher as Guild. So I'm intrigued. But yeah, there you have it. So let me know, what have you read recently? Have you read any of these? Are you interested in any of these? And I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.